Okay, on a Prosharp AS 2001, this is a non-self-centering model. It's from 2005, and it's in maroon. And I want to show how you center the skate. Down in here are some rollers that determine the up and down. Sideways like this, you're clamping it in, that's due to the blade thickness. And then fore and aft, you've got a pivot point here that you line up on the center of the blade. So those are the three controls. On the newer model, this knob doesn't set blade thickness. There's a self-centering clamp here that squeezes from both sides. This just squeezes from the front side. So it's self-centering on the SC variant. It'll have an SC on here. And they've made these for many, many years. Anyways, on here, the decal that's on here in this original model has a heel and toe. You take the skate and you march it up here, and you use the bolts. So you have the same reading on this side, and that's how you determine that little mark on there. And then some blades, like the ones here from Step, they do have a center line on here. There's a mark on here. This low-end CCM blade here doesn't have a center mark. So there's a newer decal you can buy that goes on here. I haven't stuck it on yet. And it has these points here for the length of the blade. There's a 254, 255 that fits this skate. Let me see, that's a 263. Anyways, on here, that different times the 60% point, I believe, that is how much of this it's actually profiled. So it goes from here to here. So the skate goes on here, and you can put these two extra witness marks on here where you want to go back and forth to profile with. That's why this number moves out, because the blade is larger. So once you've got a blade marked here, you can go ahead and just measure, take the blade off and measure from here to here, then scribe a line on the blade instead of using a template if you want to get a little bit more accurate. You go through and use this tool here, which is by Prosharp, that measures it's got the radius of hollow and the thickness. And I can go over here and see that 2.9's got a little bit of give. 3 fits, 3.1 fits, there's 3.2, 3.0, 2.9. It's about 2.9 millimeters. So you can go over here, crank this to be 2.9 millimeters. What that's doing is moving this in or out with respect to the frame. You can open up the clamp. There are the brass rollers. Now those are replaceable, and those are a little bit scratched up on mine, but they determine the home position vertically. So you take the skate here with that mark, put it down right here. You may wonder how this lines up. Well, if I push this out here, this particular older model, you put it in version 4, which is moves the template back, the sledge back and forth, and I'll hit this to see if we can get it to move in. Okay, I hit this number 4, which just moves it back and forth without grinding. Got a blade in there just so the sensor's happy. These are the rolls here, which are replaceable. Now the sledge here is going to move back into position. Here's the mark that's on the sledge. Now it's stopped. This is an older unit, and that's where it's centered between the two rollers. Then you take the skate, put it in here. The Z height is touching on the rollers. Fore and aft this way, in and out of your screen. is by the clamp, and then there's the mark, and clamp it in place. So now the skate is defined vertically this way by the rollers, which is on the frame here. This way is through the blade thickness, and fore and aft is that alignment mark to the mark that's on the skate. And then the template goes on here. So you've got templates that go on onto here. Then you have roller follows this. This particular one is an extra roller if you want to have a blade duplicating device. So the skate is actually held in here on the older model, and you line it up to the pivot point right down there. And this is a device that you can use to tilt the template if you want to.